Hi, I'm Dennis Rodkin. I write the Deal Estate column for Chicago Magazine, and this is DEQs, where I answer readers' real estate questions. A reader named Antonia in River West asks, about 10 years ago, my parents bought a very nice new construction condo in River West. They are elderly, and because it was new construction, we were able to design the master bath so it was disabled accessible. Walk-in shower, handrail next to the toilet, etc. They will probably be moving on to an assisted living facility soon, and it'll be up to me to sell their condo. Do you think that bathroom will be an advantage or a detriment to the sale? And are there real estate agents who specialize in selling homes with these kinds of features? I think they're most likely to be attractive, but at worst, they'd really only be benign. Buyers who need the universal access features like what is already in your parents' home will appreciate the fact that those things are there and won't entail expensive installation after they've bought the property. And then the buyers who don't need them yet, but who rightly anticipate that as they age, they'll need these sorts of things, may be comforted by the fact that they're already in the condo and don't need to be installed later, perhaps right after a crisis has occurred. And then for buyers who don't need the features, unless you've installed them in some way that makes them inconvenient to use or unattractive, those features are really just going to be benign. Many of these universal access features, like what you have, create their own utility for people who don't necessarily need them when they buy the house. For instance, time goes by and we find that they become very useful. Just one example would be a walk-in shower without a rim to step over is sometimes a very good thing for people who, though they have no disabilities, are, say, training for a marathon, training for a triathlon, and their legs are very stiff. So it becomes something that they didn't know they wanted, but it presents its own advantage. I'm not saying that you should tout these features above everything else that's in your property, but I do think that a simple mention in your listing that the condo is ADA accessible, American with Disabilities Act accessible, or has universal access design features will help get it sold. People who are aware of these kinds of things will be very pleased to find them. And people who aren't either won't notice or won't care. And as to that very small number of potential buyers who might be, for some reason, turned off by something like a handrail near the toilet, they're going to find, first of all, that there's no shortage of other properties that don't have these things. And if they want to have them uninstalled, they can do that at relatively little cost. If they're concerned about the cost, they're going to write that into their offer anyway, for example, saying, we want to take that handrail out, we think it'll cost about $500, so our offer is $500 less. But I really believe that those people are far less likely to materialize than people who appreciate the features that you're offering in this condo. And then on agents who specialize in Americans with Disability Act properties, I don't know of any, but I don't think that you need to get one. Any agent who is qualified is very likely already to know that these things are valuable, or if the person doesn't know that they're valuable, with a little research into what your property has to offer, the person will figure out that these are actually very attractive, very valuable features. Thanks for your question. Send me more at dennis@rodkin.com.